Weekly, GarageBand, GarageBand Weekly, GarageBand Weekly. Need an answer to your question. John, you'll have a suggestion. He's a fountain of all knowledge. I think he might have gone to GarageBand College. What he doesn't know, we'll try and find out. So join the chat and give him a shout. Here's John. Here's John. GarageBand Weekly.
Y'all, it is that time of the week, time for GarageBand Weekly here on Studio Live today. My name is Pete Johns, and on this week's episode, a very special episode of GarageBand Weekly, we're going to be taking my GarageBand song that I have just finished in GarageBand iOS. We are going to get it over to DistroKid, and then we're going to release it to the world. We're also going to create some album artwork. I'm going to show you some of the tips and tricks I use for that. We're going to take a look at the mix and do a final master again of that mix, because I've made a couple of wee tweaks, and then we're going to get it out there to the world. So strap in for the next probably hour plus, because we're going to take our time with this one here today. I'm going to enjoy and savor the process of releasing a song out to the world. So thank you for joining me. If you want to get all the latest information about GarageBand, there's only one place to go, and that is studiolivetoday.com/GarageBand. That is our GarageBand FAQ. Here it is here. It's got all the information that you need, including a link to my course, which is just $10. It always has been $10 and always will be $10. 5 hours of curated content to get you started with GarageBand. All of the playlists, including all of my GarageBand essential tutorials to help you out, and links to all the cool communities such as the GarageBand users Facebook group, the Discord, and all of the other goodies over there. So jump on in and check it out. There it is. There's our wonderful moderator, Thomas Christ, putting it right there in the chat. G'day to the folks who are here live. If you're here watching this live, say hello. If you're watching on the replay, we love you just as much. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think as we go through. Hello to Mark Bro. Hello to Jade Star. Hello to Sean Chandler. Thank you for being here. Tommy Jack Music. G'day to you. And Ki Halo Rocks. Hope you're all doing fabulously on what is a nice Tuesday morning here in Australia, or maybe a Monday afternoon or evening, depending where you are in the world. So thank you all for being here. Let's jump on over and check out the latest with this here song, shall we? So I have my iPad set up here. Grab my mouse so that I can mouse my way around here. So the latest version, here it is, version 8. This is the one that we worked on last week. If you're just catching up on this, what we've done here on the show is we wrote this song, we recorded the demo, we then recorded guitars and vocals. Jade Star came in like a star that she is and recorded the drums. We then mixed it. We then played around with some mastering last week, which we're going to do again today just because we have made some tweaks to this mix. And now we're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. So a couple of things that I did during the week. I was listening to this, so I was doing my final listens, and I said to myself, I said, Pete, don't mess this up. Nearly swore. Don't mess this up. Don't do any harm to this, because it kind of slapped. Like when we got to the end of last week, we had a good final mix. We mastered it. It looked good. It sounded good. And I didn't want to mess with that too much. But I said, I'm going to give myself 3 things. If maximum of 3 things that are really bugging me, I can change them. So I did 3 things. I did the following. I came in here, and first of all, there was one line here that didn't sound right in the comped vocals. So I moved this version. So it was originally lead vocal 2. I actually replaced it with lead vocal 4. So just to give you an idea of what that bit sounded like, there was a bit of a wavering note. It was like, Ray! And I didn't quite like it. It wasn't punk enough for me. It needed to be more stable. So just listen to this bit and you'll hear the difference. So the original version of that, the nobody knows, was just too wavery. Take a listen to this. Nobody knows what's in the water. Had some weird vibrato and stuff going on in there. So we got rid of that one and we replaced it with this one. And it's, in my opinion, it's sounding much better there. There were 2 more things. One was that the lead guitar at the start, I got some feedback from some folks and I agreed with it, that the lead guitar at the very start of this was just too loud. So I turned it down about 3 decibels. Not a whole heap, but just to reduce it and so that it sits nicer in the mix here at the start of the song. And I think now it is a much nicer balance. Take a listen. So before, it was too in your face, and I think I got carried away because I'm like, I like that lead guitar tone so much, I wanted it to be too loud, and it ended up being way too loud. So we've reduced that down a little bit, and the other thing I did, and I know this might be unpopular with some folks, but I just mellowed the solo out a tiny bit. So if you come down to here, this solo... So it's still there, it's still present, but again, I dropped about 3 dB on this one just so that it wasn't too forward. And what I like about it is it actually lets Jade Starr's awesome kick and snare. So the kick and then the bass, because I originally played a bass line that was different, and then when I got Jade's drums, I changed the bass to actually really sync in and link in with the kick and snare. So just re-listen to this and take a listen. I prefer the way that the bass and the kick drum stands out a little bit now. Yep. And as Jade definitely Jade has said here, yeah, when we master it, the limiting on the mastering is going to bring that up. And especially because we're probably going to use the EQ one that's going to give us a little bit of a brighter sound, it'll make it a lot more present. And what I was finding is in the mastered version, it was just over the top. So we've just pulled it down a tiny bit. And I cheated. I did one final thing, and that was the timing of the oh yeah. Because if you remember last time when we put the delay on this oh yeah, by the way, Thomas Christ gave us this idea that this is the oh yeah. So this is the oh yeah here. There's the oh, but the yeah is down here because we didn't want the delay on the oh, we just wanted it on the yeah. Oh yeah. I've slowed down the delay a little bit on this. So originally we had it at 0.36, which was exactly the tempo for the quarter note. But because of the timing of the oh yeah, it's slightly off timing, so it made it sound kind of wacky. So all I've done here is I've pumped this delay back up to 0.5 seconds. And by the way, in this new delay here in GarageBand iOS, which is, it's okay, it does its job, you can actually tap in here. This is the best part of it. The best new feature I found is that previously you just had to push it up and pull it down, whereas now I've realized if you hover over there, you can actually tap it and you can manually enter in amount. So that's going to make this delay really useful in the future. So they're the 3 and a bit things. Yeah, and I think it definitely sounds a little bit better there, because if you listen to it in the context of the mix now, it almost sounds like a triplet now. I think it complements a bit. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It just is slightly off the beat. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, let's finish off with this and let's get to mastering. Oh, the other thing I did, if you remember from the last one, I had this tape cassette plug-in and I had the noise on still on one of these tracks. So I've turned the noise off so we don't have any tape hiss in the background even when stuff isn't playing, which is probably a better option. All right, let's close out. We are now ready. So that is our final mix. Put a fork in it. It's done. Now we can actually export this final mix, throw it into Mixia, which is DistroKid's mastering platform, and see what sort of master we get out of this. So let's take a tap and hold and hit the share button, and we're going to go song and uncompressed WAV file, hit the share button, hit the open in, and it's going to export this song. So that'll export, we'll throw it into audio share, and then we'll do a little bit of trimming to get it good. The other thing I didn't show there, but you would have seen at the start, I have that loud noise. That's going to give us some headroom for the mastering to do its magic, because otherwise, GarageBand will auto-limit right up to 0 dB, which is not ideal for mastering a track. I'll show you what that is in a minute if you didn't see that on the previous episodes. Otherwise, go back and take a look. And yes, as Jade says, minor changes and major differences for the better. This is the point where you don't want to reinvent the wheel. And the reason I gave myself 3 and then cheated and took 4 changes is that I knew well, I know my tendencies, and that would be to start fiddling. And I've done this with songs before where it sounds really cool. It's got this raw energy, and then I play with it and play with it and play with it. You know what you say? Parents told you, don't play with it, kids. You play with it, and then you go back to the previous version, and you're like, it sounded better before I started messing with it. So just making those small tweaks can sometimes help out, but don't do too much because, yeah, I've ruined more songs by doing too much than I've fixed by doing too much. So minor changes, major benefits. All right, this song is getting towards the exporting stage. We will be releasing with DistroKid. So this video is not specifically sponsored, but DistroKid are a channel sponsor. So full 100% disclosure right up front. DistroKid are a channel sponsor. However, I've been using DistroKid for about 6 years now. Many of those years before they started sponsoring. So it was one of those cases where when they reached out and said, hey, we'd love to sponsor a video, I'd say, I'd love to because I use your service and I love it. And I still do. They keep adding things to DistroKid. And what I like to say about DistroKid is you won't use 100% of what they got there. Some folks won't use the mini videos, or you won't use the mastering, or you won't use slaps.com, or you won't use the promo cards. But some of them you will. Maybe you love Wheel of Playlist. Maybe you love the fact that you've got all your WAV files saved there in the vault. So what I say, don't stress out if there's things like DistroVid, for example. Not a lot of people are going to want to release full DistroKid, full videos to using DistroKid, but some people will. So there's services in there that will be for everyone and whatever your level of complexity you want to go to. Let's hit audio share here and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. There is our final mix ready to play with. Now, you can see here that we've actually got some room. We've got some headroom here. We've probably got, doesn't really show it clearly here in audio share, but we've definitely got some headroom there. The reason for that is, see how I've got this loud thing at the start? I won't play it because I did that last week and I blew some people's ears out. But if we come back to GarageBand here and go back into the project, what this is right down the bottom here, I've got this where I've screamed, I've turned the volume up to the max, I've just got this really loud, I've used the bullhorn for even more effect, a really loud sound at the start. What that does is that tells GarageBand, this is the loudest sound now, make this 0 dB, and therefore, because it's about 10 dB louder than all of the other things, even when the track's at its absolute loudest down here in the final chorus, it gives us that additional headroom. So it's a handy little hack, a little trick that's going to give you a little bit more space when you do your final mix and master. Hello, Clayton Von Kluge. Thanks for dropping on by, my friend. We need to trim this first. So the first thing we need to do is hit the tools button in the top right corner and trim and fade, baby. Now we're going to tap and hold on the front here and make sure that you've got a little bit of room. You don't want a lot, but you don't want it to come in immediately, because the problem is with places like Spotify and Apple Music, once it's released, when you hit play on those, have you ever noticed this, that it kind of ramps up? There's about a half a second fade in, and if your song starts bang on, it won't work. So make sure, that's why you always got to leave some lead in bars when you're recording in a DAW, and always give yourself about half a second. So let's drop it about there. Now, once you've done that, you can just hit this yellow button and then hit the play and take a listen to the gap in the front. Too much, right? So that had about a second, so we need to reduce that. So again, we'll tap and hold on this one. We'll come on in and we'll give it a little bit less, so a little bit of trial and error. Still a little bit too much. Tap and hold. Give it a little bit less, maybe around there. Hit the yellow button, hit the play. Perfect. Spot on, about half a second. Same at the end here, we need to chop the tails. So we tapped and hold it too soon. Tap, put it on about the right spot, hold it, and you'll get this sort of thing. And because we've got a little delay on this final guitar, we want to give it a little bit of space to breathe at the end. So maybe around there. Let's just try it. Again, we just need to go to the end here, hit the play button. That sounds good. Yeah, you don't want it too long, but you definitely don't want to cut it off. Let's just listen for this final chorus one last time. Make sure it's going to work. Just keep on going, even though I might sink or swim. Yeah, yep, I like it. All right, so we're good. We can hit the save button. It's going to save our trimmed version down. At this point, I like to rename this just so that I know exactly what one is the actual final master. Because if you're like me, you've done final mix, then other final mix, and then another final mix. we need the actual final mix here. So we're going to rename this one Sink or Swim. Originally, it was like codenamed Hasselhoff. I don't really know why we did that, but we don't need to. So we'll just call it Sink or Swim. And yes, guess what we're going to do? We are going to put the words final mix, final mic. God, get it together, Johns. Final mix. So now we know that this one, Sink or Swim final mix, is our final mix. It's the correct one. It's trimmed. It's lean. It's ready to fight. Don't hassle the Hoff. Hello, Joe and Barry Glenn. Hope you are doing well, my friends. That rhymes, sort of. So we've got everything ready to go here. Now we need to master this sucker. So I'm actually going to throw over to the Mac now. It's just easier to demonstrate a lot of the stuff we're going to do from here on the Mac. I did it on the iPad last week, so I showed how to use Mixia with DistroKid on iPad, and then how to use loudness penalty on iPad. We're actually going to do it on the Mac this week, just for my ease, because I've got a big screen over here that I can show you on. So to do that, we're going to hit the share button. We are going to airdrop it, and we're going to airdrop it over to Pete's Mac Mini. And we're going to get the bing, 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 bing. And it's going to jump on over to my Mac Mini, sending it now. And we'll have that file in just a jiffy. It's receiving it now. And in 1 second, it should say all good to go. And it has. So I'll open my Finder, and we'll just make sure by jumping over here now, boom, to make sure that this one's all good. So there it is. 43.4 megabytes WAV file, full resolution audio WAV file. And let's just give it a little tinkle here, give it a little play, and make sure that it's all working. We'll just open it in QuickTime here and give it a play over here. Let's see. Golden. We're good to go. So what we can do now is get into the mastering phase here. So we'll throw that away. We'll just pop this off to the side. I'll bring that back when we need it. And we will go in and go to Mixia. We're going to hit the master a track here. Now, Mixia is DistroKid's mastering platform. You get to do one for free. So if you're a DistroKid member, you'll get one track mastered for free. Then if you want to continue with it, it's $99 per year for unlimited masters. And I mentioned the other day that I've started dabbling with using it just as a quick and dirty way to master the audio for my videos, my pre-recorded videos, and also for like spoken word, like my podcast. It kind of works. I'm just playing with the settings and playing with, but because all it really does is a little EQ. I just leave the EQ flat and make it. Well, I'll show you in a minute as we go through. All right, so let's go master a new track, and we're going to click on the middle bit here. We're going to grab that final mix WAV file that we've just added here. It's going to upload it. So it's uploading the file. It's then going to give us the option to do some basic, very basic EQ. So we've got 5 different stages of EQ, from very bright to very dull. It's not dull. What do they call it? We'll see in a minute. And then we've also got 3 stages of intensity. And I'll show you, we'll do a few here, just because we've got a little bit of time on the show today. We'll do a few, just so that I can show you the difference. You can hear the difference, and then we'll throw it into a website called Loudness Penalty, and you'll see the difference as well. So while that's uploading, we'll say good day to Omni Collective Creativity, just saying hi, got to give my mind a bit of a break from college before diving back in. The nap was just to remove tiredness from my head. Napping is great. Hands up who naps. I'm discovering napping in a big bad way as I get older. It is awesome. It just gives you that refresh. Here's the thing with napping, and they've done studies on this. A good nap is either between 20 and 30 minutes or between like an hour and a half and 2 hours. If you nap around an hour, the way sleep cycles work is you'll get right into that deep sleep, and then you'll wake up, and you can actually end up, have you ever had a nap, you wake up, you feel groggy, you feel worse, you feel more tired than when you went to sleep? Usually it's because you're napping too long or not long enough. So you either want to do that, just get to the end of that first cycle and then get back up, and that can give you that quick refresh, about 20, 25 minutes, or you want about 2 hours. So if you don't have 2 hours, you've only got an hour, don't do an hour, do 30 minutes, get up, drink some water, and you'll actually feel much better than an hour. There you go. Napping advice with Johns. Who knew? That's what you came here for, right? All right, we'll have a quick drink to get the voice right. Yeah. Yeah, 29 minutes works. Yeah, 29 minutes is about in the perfect zone. Hello, Tommy S. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Hello to anyone that I haven't said g'day to. Yeah, definitely a napper. I know I need to. I'm probably going to have a nap today because it's the end of my work week. This is my Friday night. This show, Tuesday morning, is my Friday night because it's weird. I work in the mornings because most of you folks are in the US and Canada and the UK and Europe. So I do my work in the morning so that you can watch the live shows in the afternoons and evenings. All right, it's generating the mastering file. It's grabbing the source file. It's doing all the goodness. I'm dribbling on my microphone. Hello, Princess LDG. Hope you are doing well. Joseph Zeta, did I say good day to you? Hope you're doing well, my friend. So it's doing the mastering thing, and in a moment it'll finish with this. Look, it's a little slow. I'll give it that, but it's performing magic. It's performing surgery on your final mix, and it's trying to find the best balance of EQ and limiting. And really, look, a lot of people think mastering is some voodoo and it's really difficult. And I know like Jade Star does mastering on her Patreon streams. I've done a heap of mastering using different platforms, both the simplest way, so literally mastering within my DAW, within GarageBand, and using mastering apps like Final Touch, rest in peace, and Grand Finale. And really, less is more. When it comes to mastering, less is definitely more. You don't want to do a whole bunch of stuff to it. You want to just do no harm. You want to enhance things like the EQ and do a little bit of limiting. So it's really just to bring out the best of your final mix. Am I a little concerned that this is sitting at 6%? Well, there it goes. It heard me. I think I didn't have that window active. Sometimes in Chrome, especially on the Mac, it gets a little bit confused. And if you don't actively have the window selected, it'll just stop there. And then when you go back to the window, it'll just go, boop. There you go. Barry's a nap expert. I can nap standing up mid-sentence. Yeah, Joe, would you get me a cup of... Barry, what happened? All right, so it's preparing the preview. So this will give you the little look at the waveform, and then it will be ready to go, ready to do our mastering thing. Maybe everyone, maybe it's release day. Everyone's doing their DistroKid mastering because they're getting ready to release their songs. I know, congrats to Leela, by the way, Lou Reality here on the channel, one of our moderators and a wonderful creator. She just released her new song called, what is it called, folks? Vibes? No, what is it? Darkness? It's got a cool name and I can't remember what it is. But yes, you can go and check out Lou Reality. I know many of you already are. Right, here is our interface. This is the mastering interface that we have. So I like to, first of all, just look and listen to the original. So here's the original track. This is what it sounds like. Just make sure that we've got my balance here on the mixer right so you can hear it properly. And let's go with the mastered if we go with the medium intensity and medium EQ. All right, I have my mixer, my fader up too loud, so let's just... All my life I've worried about the thing. So there's the master version, here's the original version. Water I cannot see. Got this panic washing over me. And as Jade Star said before, you can hear now that it really brings out the brightness in this lead guitar part. So turning it down was definitely a good idea. So let's take a listen again to the mastered version at the start here. Now, first and foremost, I don't think I'm going to use medium or high intensity. I think I'm going to use low intensity for this because I like to keep some dynamic range. I know it's punk. I know some people would say it's punk. You've got to make a sausage, Johns. But I like to keep a little bit of the dynamic range intact. So I'm going to go low intensity. And I'm probably going to go with the EQ a little brighter. But we might do both and then see which one that I prefer and that we prefer, because you can help me with this. So let's come back to the start of the track and let's listen to this with this medium EQ option. We'll just listen through to the first verse here. All my life I've worried about the things in the water I cannot see. Got this panic wash. So I actually think that maybe we might benefit from just making it pop a little bit more, a little bit brighter, a little bit of a treble enhancement here. So let's see. We'll play that same section here from the start with the EQ setting here to slightly brighter.
Over me. Have a feel of what my thing and what those.
That, I reckon that's what we want. I think low intensity, slightly brighter. Let's just do a little bit of testing here. I'll play through the chorus and I'll just go between medium, that brightness, and full brightness, and just so we can hear the difference here.
Maybe I'll be safer on the shore.
Let's go full bright.
'Cause I don't know what's in the water, and I don't know if I'll sink or swim.
Yeah, I think that one tick just, it sounds a little bit sludgy. When it gives the mids boost, it gets a bit sludgy because there's about 4 guitars playing at once, 4 distorted guitars. It has a little bit too much sludge. So I think that it needs to be there. I think when you go to the next level of brightness, just take a listen to this. I think the cymbals kind of become way too splashy and in your face. So just take a listen.
Talking as on the news today, telling me what to think.
Because I like the cymbals in the song, I think they work well, but they kind of sound a little bit too trashy if the EQ's up too much. Whereas at this level,
And say, some people won't
a little
come
more
back
subtle.
from down below. On reflection, my memories are always making.
Yeah, quite like it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down my mic so that you're not getting any feedback or fallback here. I'm going to turn up my monitor speakers so I can listen properly, and we're going to listen through from the start of this song. So it's going to be 2 minutes and 44, and I'm just going to listen through and just make sure that this is going to actually, we'll listen to it from here because we've already heard the first minute. We'll just listen to here to the end of the song and just make sure that this is sitting in the zone that we want it to, and there's nothing that kind of pokes out that's going to really annoy us with this level of mastering. So yeah, I'll turn down my mic, so I'll be back in 1 minute and 44 seconds, and we'll have a chat.
A fool of me, but I'm learning to ebb and flow with the tide. 'Cause I don't know what's in the water, and I don't know if I can win. There might be more under the surface, but it's time to dive in. Oh yeah. Cause I don't know what's in the water, and I don't know if I can win. There might be more under the surface, but it's time to dive in. Nobody knows what's in the water. Nobody knows who's gonna win. So I'm gonna just keep on going, even though I might sink or swim.
Yeah. Oh, and again. We don't need to hear it again. I'm pretty comfy with that. I don't think we mess with it too much. I think that's going to be in the zone. So all we need to do now is download the master to track. So we're going to click the download button. This will download it here in the background. It's going to generate the download files. I do like that when it generates the download files, it just generates all 3 versions. That's kind of handy. You get the Ultra HD, you get the high quality WAV, and you get the medium quality MP3. They're all there for you. Again, please don't use, that's a bit weird. It's got a little bit of a weird thing going on there. Don't use anything but the WAV WAV file if you're releasing it, because anything else will compress it. So even the 16-bit, you're downscaling it from 24-bit to 16-bit, so you are going to lose a little bit of dynamic range. Not much. It's not going to be a tragedy, but why wouldn't you just use the 24-bit anyway? And the other thing is, don't use the MP3, because that's already compressed it. That's actually removing stuff, because MP3 file, the reason that you go from a 43 megabyte file down to like a 4 megabyte file is it's literally compressing. It's removing frequencies that it thinks you won't hear and notice, which is fine sometimes not so much. So you get some of that artifacting. The Falcro, I'll tag your question. We're going to do Q&A a little bit later. And the Raving Bungalow, thank you for your question. We'll get the release. We'll do the mastering, we'll get the release done. I've tagged your questions, so we'll answer those later in the show. And if anyone else has any questions, just do like the Falcro has done here. Put a big Q in front of it, or question in front, and I'll tag it. But I've got yours, Falcro. I've got yours, Raving Bungalow. Folks can provide their feedback in the chat as we go through. But this is ready to download now, so even though I've still got that little weird, that's a Chrome thing, I'm pretty sure. Chrome on Mac is the best of a bad bunch, let's put it that way. Let's download this Ultra HD 24-bit file, which is going to download down here, which is nearly done. Now it's done. We'll open it in the Finder again, and we'll bring it over here. Let's just give this a quick listen. So we'll open it with the QuickTime Player again, and just give it a quick listen. Cool. I think that's good. So now the other thing that I like to do at this point is to throw it into this website called loudnesspenalty.com. And what this is going to do is check how much it will turn up or down this mastered file on different platforms. So you throw your audio in here, it'll process it, and it will tell you this, which is not too bad. Minus 0.4, minus 0.4, minus 0.4. So it's turning all of these down a little bit. And the reason it's got a little bit more there is because we've given it that treble boost. When we did it last time around, we did it at the medium. In fact, we got in the background, while we do a couple of other things, I'll do another master just to show us the difference. I think I'm probably going to just wear the slight additional amount turned down to get a little bit more of that treble boost that we want there. Kind of ignore Apple are crybabies, don't worry about it. But everything else, these are a little higher than what you'd normally see there as well. So I think they're penalizing me a little bit for that extra treble. But again, anything that's sort of under 1, like if you're being turned down 4 and 5 and 7 dB, or if it's having to turn you up, it means that you're not in the ballpark. That's about 13.6 LUFS, perfect. Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I don't even know that I'll bother doing the other version. We did it last week. In fact, we've got the other version from last week. Let's just throw it in there, because the one we did last time should still be here on my hard drive if I didn't delete it for space, because I don't have very much space. No, that was yesterday's version. Actually, this might have been the test one I did yesterday, or this could be a final mix version. I'll just throw it in here just so that you can see the difference. Oh, what is this? This one looks perfect. What version was that? I think that one was the one. Oh no, that's just a final mix. That's why. So that one's not mastered. So it's giving us basically nothing. But I'm happy with this. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to go with it. And go with the one that's going to turn us down just a tad. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be golden. All right. Welcome aboard. If you're just joining us here, we have done a couple of phases so far. Hello. We have gone here on the iPad. We've had this song that we've recorded over the last 5 weeks called Sink or Swim. It's a punk song, and there's all the wonderful tracks. Jade started the drums on everything else, bass, lots of nice guitars, vocals. Oh, and Jade started these awesome backing vocals too, which really just make the song pop in the choruses. We've then taken this, we've thrown it out into Audio Share, which is this one. That's our final mix that we had. We've taken that final mix and we've thrown it over here into DistroKid and their brand new service called Mixia, where we have done a final master. We've given it low intensity because we want to keep the dynamic range intact, and we've gone with the slightly treble boosted EQ setting. and I think it sounds pretty darn fire. So I'm not going to overthink it from here. We're just going to get it done. All right. You know what time it is? It is time for some album art. Now, I have already done some placeholder album art. I use canva.com, by the way. Links down in the description if you want to check it out. I use canva.com. It's the free version can help you create some pretty good album artwork. There's lots of free graphics and texts and different themes that you can use in there. I've got the pro version. It's about $15 a month, $10 a month, depending where you are in the world. It just, as you can see, I use it for everything. All of my artwork, all my thumbnails, they're all right here in canva.com. My children use it as well. They love Canva. So it's very cool. This is the current album artwork that I've got together. And this is using a service, an AI, I know, everything's AI generated bit of art from DistroKid, which is their distro pick. So let's just see if I can't actually remember what prompt I gave it. So why don't we build another prompt and just see if we get something even cooler in here for this. So I think I went with something like, man is sinking in the water surrounded by sharks. So I just went with something pretty simple like that, just using the default settings for now. We'll see what it comes back with, and we'll see if we get something a little bit cooler than what we've already got there. If other folks have got ideas for what we can add to the prompt here, feel free to throw them in the chat, because we are doing this live, and that's the benefit of doing stuff live. That's kind of epic, but where's the man? That's got no person. What if we say desperate? I can't spell desperate. Desperate person is sinking in the water surrounded by sharks. We'll try that one. We'll just regenerate a new version. But those are some pretty epic looking sharks, just quietly. I definitely couldn't draw a shark or design a shark that looks anything like that. The man is inside the shark. Maybe. Yeah, water style. Yeah, you were doing that, weren't you, Leela? You were saying water style. Can I just put in a water style? Or is that actually under the default? Do I actually have to change it over here? I'll play with it. In the car. Hello, leader in the car. We're talking about you before. Congratulations on your new track. I think Thomas threw a link to it here in the chat. I'll make sure I mention it again at the end. Yeah, so it's not giving me the person at all, which is weird. We'll use the water style here, and we'll just try. Can a person survive in the water when surrounded by sharks? I don't know if the question's going to work for us here, but it's fun. And look, you can have. I know people are going to have different views on AI and using AI for this sort of thing, and it's not even really AI. It's machine learning. That's pretty darn cool. What do you think of that? Yeah, I don't hate that. Let's do something interesting here. Let's grab that. I'm going to copy it. Let's bring it over here, because the other thing we have is we have the same thing in Canva. So we're actually going to we'll create a brand new one here. We'll do, we'll come back to the home. We're going to create a brand new design, because I want to show you the full process of this. Because you can put in here, you can put CD cover, but see how it's going to go 1400 by 1400 pixels? You want it bigger than that. You actually want it at least 3000 by 3000, if not 5 by 5. I do 3000 by 3000 because that'll generate you a JPEG that's going to be less than 6 megabytes, which you need. Megabytes? Megabytes, which you need for some platforms. So I'm just going to come in here. We're going to do custom size, and we're going to do 3000 by 3000. I've given that feedback to Canva, by the way. I need to hit them up again and say, for the love of your deity of choice, Canva, just make the CD cover 3000 by 3000, because every platform needs that. You can't release to anywhere, basically. All the distributors need 3000 by 3000. People get into trouble for the low resolution. All right, let's come in here and add that same prompt, because we also have down here the text to image here in Canva. So let's see. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, we need a square one. So let's check what Canva's AI generation is going to do, and whether it kind of matches this one. I don't know. I kind of like that. I think that one's kind of evocative. What do you reckon? Use the chiller font. I'll have a look. It is pretty cool. I like it. I think it's good. Yeah, that's deep. Yeah. There's probably too many sharks. Can we say surrounded by a shark? Some sharks? I don't know, man. Let's go back to Canva. What do you got for us, Canva, over here? Where are you? Oh, that was my stomach saying, you are hungry. You want some more breakfast. Look at this goof. That's I can't rate that. It's a bit weird, but I kind of rate it. That's kind of got the premise a little bit wrong. That's like a shark out of water. I don't know. Can a person survive in the water when surrounded by sharks? Let's just go like a cartoon style. Let's just see if we get something a bit different here. I don't know. I think we might go back with the other one. La 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 la. The first one there had a man swimming at the top. Oh, really? Okay, I didn't notice that. What do you reckon? Oh, that's pretty epic. That's when I would do the children's version of it. I'll do another one. Oh, what's this bloke? He's like standing on the water, and then the sharks are in the sky. That would be if I wanted to do the complete juxtaposition. Actually, it's got boobies, and it seems to have like a minstrel. Yeah, that's really inappropriate. But and what's this bloke looking at? What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? He's just like, no, I don't know why I'm in the sky. Don't I live under the water? Why am I above the water? All right. No, we're not going to overthink it. I think that this is pretty darn epic. So we're gonna use this as our basis, I reckon. So we can save the image. We're just going to save it as sink or swim, and that's going to go down into my downloads, and we'll get there. Yeah, baby shark. Oh no! If you say that, the sharks with freaking laser beams. Yeah, I could make it really fun, but I don't know, something about that one that says punk to me. That album cover says a punk cover. So we'll bring this across. Here's a cool thing here in Canva. Where are we? Here's our design. We'll just name this Sink or Swim album art. And we will bring this one in. So Canva's cool because we can just import things directly from our downloads. Pang, pop it in, resize it to make sure it's going to fit, and just be like that. What do you reckon about text? Do we need I've never released an album where the album cover doesn't have something on it. I kind of like the idea of just having that, or do I want to... who was it, Dan? You said Chiller. Is there a font called Chiller? Is that what you were saying? Hang on, I'm going to go to the fonts first, don't we? We got to put a heading in, and then we're going to go to font. Let's just play around, because we don't really have a lot of room. I guess Canva doesn't have that font. It has this one. That's kind of cool. It would need to be a light coloured, I'd imagine. Light coloured text if we put it here. It's not really going to work to have much text in here, I wouldn't have thought. I don't know. Sink or swim. We'll just get the line spacing down a bit of both of them. What do you reckon? I don't know. I don't know if we need anything. I might just put nothing. Yeah, I don't think it needs text. Yeah, I'm going to try something. We'll see if it will. But yeah, it's going to be hard to make text pop with this coloring, because light text is going to look like that, and dark text is going to look like dark. Yeah, see, it doesn't look good, does it? Let's just still too close. Still needs to come with the line spacing up a bit down to there. It's not too bad. We could just put a little if we use one of the lift effects. Well, that's not too bad, is it? Yeah, I reckon something like that. Yeah. The other thing we could do is is put like, yeah, no, I love that image so much I don't want to do much else to it. Yeah, we could go with an overlay, transparent dark across the text. Yeah. Maybe the bar could go down the side. So what about a What about we go and we just add square like this, and it sits down the side here, and then we can just put, obviously not that big, but like so, and then that like that, and then we will transparent. Does that? I don't know. What do you reckon? Not convinced that yeah, I don't know. All right, let's go a little bit less transparent. Maybe just a little kick, like a 15%. That's not terrible, is it? Kind of, yeah, I don't know. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Yeah, do we go darker blue? Do we darken the text a little bit there? Yeah, I'm still not convinced too. Go vertical on the other side. You reckon on the left? You reckon like here? Over the top of the... Maybe we do it both sides, and then I put Pete Johns over here, and then he's like trapped in the middle of these bars. What do you reckon of this? What do you think? Because I need to put my name here. Yeah, I don't hate that. Or maybe my name goes there, and the sink or swim goes up here. Then it kind of looks like, it's almost like prison bars, so it's almost a symbolism thing as well. That's just got to go back a notch, doesn't it? Position it backward. Yeah, there we go. Boom, boom. Bring this one up. What do you think? More transparent? The lighter one is nice, more transparent. Yeah, maybe we don't even need it that much. Maybe we just, well, let's go. What about without the bars? Yeah, see, it loses it, doesn't it? Like the text gets lost in there without the bars. Yeah, I think we're on the right track. You were too slow. Check my messenger. Have you done artwork that's going to be even cooler, Jade, that I'm going to be jealous about? Let's see. Well, I'll see what Jade has done for us. I've got to go to the Facebook and have a look. See, I don't know. I don't hate where that's at because it kind of looks like a man being crushed in from both sides by the text. What about blood red text? Blood red could work. Because then it will be like, because now that we've got the backing, can we, oh yeah, see, it gets a bit lost, doesn't it? What about just a lighter, like a pink kind of hue of the text? No, I think white's the go there. Let's see what Jade has sent us. She sent us a few different photos from the Mid-Journey. Let me just download these real quick from the Book of Face. Save image, and we'll see what we've got over there. Save image. And save image. All right, we'll save those in there. I'm kind of attached to my bloke now, so I don't know. Yeah, no red. Yeah, darker teal. Yeah, maybe we darken up the background. We'll play with that. The color of the sharks. Yeah, go dark. You reckon? I think it's got to be light. That's the thing. Maybe we use the color of like the underbelly of one of the sharks. Let's see. I know we're going all over the shop here. Let's just see what Jade's produced. I'm going to bring those in here. So here's the first one that Jade's got from Mid-Journey. That's pretty darn cool, isn't it? Yeah, not bad. Look at that, circled by sharks. I kind of dig that one. Maybe I'll need to do like alternate album covers. I'll do like a bunch of different ones. That's kind of cool. That looks like, what's his name in The Martian, but underwater. Oh, I've lost both of it. And lastly, this one here. Ooh, that's kind of cool too. So many sharks. Who would have thunk it? That looks like a 1950s horror movie. It's like Shark Boy Only he can save the world from all the sharks. I do like them. But I'm kind of attached to my weird shark jumping out the water thing here. There's some cool stuff there, isn't there? All right. I think the one thing I might do is I think it's a little bit too teal. Let's just come in here to the image and maybe we'll try filter. Just want it slightly darker. What if we put like the lunar filter on there? Oh, that's kind of brightened it up actually. Might just need to try and recolor it. We'll just cancel that. If we just come in here to the brightness, we just drop the brightness down a little bit and then saturate it up a little bit. Yeah, I think something like that might be a bit better. Just overall, what do you reckon? The that coloration. And then with this text, if we go to the color of the text, it doesn't have the white of the, because it's such a small amount of it. I kind of want it to be the white of the shark's teeth, but it hasn't found it. I don't know. What do we reckon? Are we going to go with that? Contrast? Yeah, maybe we just need to adjust the contrast as well. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Drop the brightness, up the contrast. What do we think? Yeah, not too shabby. I think it's in the ballpark. Yeah, I think we need the bars there because otherwise, actually, now that I've reduced the brightness, I think it might actually be okay. I think it pops enough without the bars. What do you think? Bars or no bars? Let's do a quick audience poll. Bars or no bars, and then we'll move on and we'll get this song uploaded. So that's bars, and then no bars. I like the clean look of the no bars, but it does make the text pop a bit more with the bars. So we'll do a quick straw poll. So if anyone here, we've got So we've got no bars, 1, 2 no bars, and then we've got 2 bars, and we've got 2 no bars, no bars, no bars, no bars. I think no bars is streaking away. I like the concept of the bars, but I don't think we need them anymore. So see you bars, you're gone. There you go. I reckon that's kind of cool. I think that kind of pops. Yeah. Have I spelt sink or swim correctly? And my own name? All right. We're not going to faff about with it. We're going to go with it. So what I do at this point is I'm downloading 2 versions of this, and I highly recommend you do this as well. A full PNG. So I'm going to download the full 3000 by 3000 PNG because that's going to be your higher quality. But then because places like DistroKid demand JPEGs, we're also going to download a full quality JPEG version of it as well. Make sure when you're downloading JPEG, do it at 100% quality. If you've got the free version, it'll only let you do 80%, which is okay, but not the greatest. All right. So we've got that. We've got our album artwork. We've got our mastered track. We're on track here. We've been. I did say we'd be an hour plus. We'll get this one released probably within the hour, and then we'll have some time for a little bit of Q&A as well at the end of the show. All right, quick drink to wet the whistle. By the way, thank you, Jade, for the additional images. They were super cool as well. Kind of just had to make a call and go with it in the end. Otherwise, we could be here all day. You can have like analysis paralysis, can't you, with all the stuff that you got. All right, so we're good. We can now go back to our DistroKid, and now it is time to do the final checks. So what I do now is we go back to my Finder. We make sure that I have all of my files intact. So we'll go bring up the screen here. So I'll just expand this out. Added. So these are all the things that we've done today. There is our 2 bits of album artwork. And there is our Mixia low brightness final mix. So these are the 3 that we need. I'll just delete those out for now so that we know. The 3 files here at the top are the ones we need. So we've got our JPEG. Let's just double click it, make sure it looks sweet. It does. Awesome sauceum. Good stuff. And we will also do this. We will grab this file. Actually, we can delete that We'll keep that raw image. We don't need to delete that for now. And we've also got our final mix. So we're just going to do a quick open with QuickTime Player and give this one final listen to. So we'll come back to the start here. We'll hit play. Sweet. Let's listen to the end of it. Make sure that we've got the cutoff sounding good. Epic. We're there. All right, now is the easy part. Just release it. Just chuck it out there. This is where I love DistroKid because I've never not been excited doing this process. The upload process in DistroKid is super simple. You just got to keep a few things in mind. So grab your pen and paper if you're following along at home. If you've never done this before, it's really easy to do, but get it right, okay? Get it right the first time. Measure twice, cut once, or check twice, upload once, because if you get it wrong, it's not impossible to fix, it's just difficult. So here we go. Upload music. Fastest distribution in the world, they say, which I don't doubt because they're pretty cool. Here we go. We've got all the services. I go with all of them. I even add Snapchat. You can have to do this. Yes, I own 100% of the publishing if you're going to do Snapchat. So it's going to go out to everywhere. It is one song, a single. It has not been previously released. I have 2 artists because I use the Musician Plus plan. Make sure that you've used it on the correct artist. Of course, you can add a new artist, but you do have to pay for it. It's an extra cost per year. I'm set up across everything. They've got Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. That's been added recently. So if they're not set up, once you release, it'll basically automatically do that for you. So you'll be good to go. Instagram. Okay, this is new. This is new. Okay. I have not played with this before. Instagram. Artist already. Yes. Group this single with my other Pete Johns releases. Enter your Instagram profile artist URL. Or Facebook profile artist URL. Okay, that is something that is new that I have not tried before. Huh. I'm always amazed with the new things that DistroKid have. I didn't prepare for this. Let's click the button. Let's pretend I don't know what this is, because I don't. And let's get DistroKid to help us with this. So how do I get my Facebook? With DistroKid, you can send your music to Facebook and Instagram so that your work is available for fans. Blah, 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 blah. To link your Facebook and Instagram, you can enter your Facebook and Instagram URLs in the upload when uploading your release. How do I get them? For Instagram, it is profile and your string name. And for Facebook, it's profile and your username. Okay. I'll try it. Why not? I'll grab these. I'll just grab these off the side here just because I need to go to my Instagram and my Facebook. So if I go to Insta and go to Pete Johns on Insta, my home profile. There it is. So apparently my Instagram is instagram.com/Pete Johns. We'll try it. It can only not work. And yeah, let's go to my Facebook as well. And I think Facebook, I'm assuming I can use my music page, my Pete Johns music Facebook page, because that's where I do stuff. We'll find out. We're about to find out. So I'm just clicking in the background on my profile, and it is indeed just facebook.com/Pete Johns Music. Okay. Haven't tried it before. Anyone tried this before? Did you do this? I didn't see Leela when you did it this morning, but okay. It's new. We'll try it. If it doesn't work, no harm, no foul, but might as well give it a crack. Alrighty, we're going to release this one next week. So we're going to give ourselves a week. It is the 7th of March here, so we're going to make it the 14th of March so that I can do it when we're doing next week's show. We'll be able to have a little release party when we do the show. Release time, what time should go live on Spotify in each country. Now, I don't know what this is going to actually be. I'm just going to make it, 8 a.m. We'll see how we go. Time synchronization, March 8th, 14th in the listeners' time zone. So you're going to have to do it in New York time. So, because it's in the past, let's go March 13th and let's go 5 p.m. New York time, because I don't want to sync this. So, all right, so we'll do it then, and that means it'll come out at 9 a.m. my time when I do this particular show, so we can have it available when we're talking next week. It should have hit stores. All right, Studio Live Today records. First these ones. The pre-order Yeah, you can pre-order it. Why not? Pre-order start date 6th of March. That's yesterday, but it's today. I get it. It's in American time. So we'll go with that. Studio Live Today Records. Right, let's grab that album artwork. Make sure we get the right one. And you can see here it needs to be, oh, it can be PNG now. Why did I think it could only be JPEG? Cool, we can use our PNG. Maybe it's slaps.com that only uses JPEG or something else. But there you go. We'll use the PNG because that's going to be the highest quality one. So we'll throw that in there. The language is English. Genres. For the first time in a long time, I get to say punk, and I'm going to say alternative because it's an alternative grungy punky song. All right, sink or swim. Sink or swim. And we're going to use the lowercase or there, but we are going to use an uppercase. We're going to use title case here. So it's going to be capital S sink or capital S swim. And that's correct. If you put a capital O, I don't think it would punish you, but you got to try and get it as correct as you can grammar wise. Add a featured artist. There are no featured artists. Nope. Add version info. Nope. No version. This is all very generic. Here's the important part, of course, the file. We'll choose this one. Now, the reason that we put this big final mix at the end here is so that we know that this is indeed the correct one. Don't upload the wrong file. It is possible to pull it down and put it back up. It is not easy, though, so don't do it. We don't have an ISRC card because we haven't actually released it before. Doesn't have Dolby Atmos or Spatial. We won't use that. I wrote this song. Yes, I did. And here's what we need to do here. We need to put my name and my last name because that's me. I'm Peter Johns. No explicit lyrics. I don't think so. No F-bombs in this song. This is not a radio edit. It is not an instrumental. It has lyrics. I'm going to should we actually do this? I might actually do this for this one. So let's just grab the file and open it up and find, because the chorus is the hook, yeah? So we should probably have the previews come right into the chorus. So let's just find what time that will be. Talking as on the news today, but I'm learning to ebb and flow with the tide, 'cause I don't know. 109. I reckon we're going to go 109. So we'll say, bring it in at 109, which is that big chorus part. Track price, we'll leave at 99 cents. When was the last time you bought a track on iTunes, or anyone bought a track on iTunes? I don't even do it these days. You stream it, right? It's all about the streaming. We'll leave it at that. All of these extras I don't use. Discovery Pack, you can put it in there if you want. You don't really need to. It's already going to go into things like Siri and the Apple what is this song thing automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. YouTube Content ID. Let's give the quick rant that we do each time on YouTube Content ID. Unless you think your song is going to be used by a very popular video creator on YouTube, do not use YouTube Content ID. You'll pay $4.95 per year for it, and very few folks make more than $5 in royalties through their song being used on YouTube videos. It is only if a Mr. Beast or someone like that grabbed your song and for some reason decided to use it on their video that gets 1 million views that you're ever really going to recoup that cost. Plus, the other problem that has is if you're using any samples or if you're using any loops from GarageBand or anything like that, it creates a problem whereby other people may get false claims if your song is out there with that. You've probably seen this before and heard about this. So a lot of people are putting Content ID on and they're using free sample packs, but then it's attaching that free sample pack to them. Other people use that same free sample pack or even a paid sample pack. How crappy would that be? You pay $20 for a loop or for a beat, and then you use it in your song, and then you get a copyright claim because some other sucker used it and put Content ID on there. So please do not do it. It's just not worth it. If you want to completely ignore that and do it anyway. Plus, if you want to have your song played on shows like mine, like Metalhead Hippie, like Thomas Christ, you're doing us a solid by not doing that, because it throws a lot of claims. Like every time I do Your Music Live, I get 4 or 5 claims for Content ID, and it doesn't bother me because I don't monetize that show anyway. It's a sponsored show through DistroKid, but it's just a pain in the butt. And sometimes it can even block it in some countries because of the Content ID. So yeah, do yourself a favor, leave it out. unless you want to, in which case go for it. Store Maximize, you can throw that on there if you want to pay the lazy tax. Otherwise, just go back and check your catalog once every few months and add any stores. You can do it manually as well. The social phone number thing, I've never played with. You can explore that in your own time. Don't worry about loudness normalization because we've already mastered this, so we don't have to worry about loudness because it should be spot on. It's not going to worry about title, master, or MQA, and we're not going to leave a legacy. There were some questions this morning in Leela's stream about the leave a legacy option. So this is $29 for a single, $49 for an album. You do need to decide it at this point. So if you decide in the future that you do want to do the leave a legacy, there seems, at least at the moment, at this point in time, there doesn't seem to be a way that you can go back and actually change it. It looks like you have to decide here. If you did want to add it in the future, you'd have to remove it and then re-upload it with the leave a legacy option. So just keep that in mind. But I made the argument today when Leela was doing her release that, I mean, $29 one-time fee, non-recurring, or $49. Look, it's not a lot, but I don't know, where's streaming going to be? Like, is Spotify going to be the dominating streaming platform in 5 years, 10 years' time? I don't know. It's a chunk to pay now to not know what the future of music is going to be. We just don't know. So I can't see a time where I'm not going to be a DistroKid user because I got a heap of music out there now. So, well, there you go. Anyone mastering DistroKid? I just did. Scroll back about 30 minutes on the video, my friend, and it's cool. It works. It works well. We got a good master out of it. All right. So these ones, I know these tick boxes. You can hit pause and read these tick boxes, but it's basically just saying I'm doing all the right things. And if you're struggling, by the way, I've got a FAQ at studiolivetoday.com/distrokid that's got my checklist, all the things that you need to do, all the things we just did live here. There's a simple checklist over at studiolivetoday.com/distrokid. So jump on over there if you need any help. Now, what do? We double check it, folks. We double check everything. We come back and we read through it again because 5 minutes now could save you a heap of hassles in the future. We're going through all the platforms. It's a single. My name is Pete Johns. I'm already on all the places. We're going to try this thing where we add in the Instagram and Facebook. They're new, so we'll give that a crack. The release date is going to be the 13th of March at 5 p.m., which is going to be 5 p.m. Eastern New York time on the 13th, which is going to be the 14th at 9 a.m. for me. So that's all good in the hood. 9:30 a.m. in fact for me, which is the time we do this show. So when this show goes live next week, the song should also go live, if it all goes to plan. And that doesn't always happen. Some platforms release early, some take a bit longer. You just got to roll with it. Studio Live Today Records is it. You can pre-order it from today. There is our epic yet. The no bars is the way to go. The text pops enough there, doesn't it? It's cool. English, punk, alternative, sink or swim, no featured artists, no radio versions. There's the file. It's the correct file because it has that big final mix at the end. No, I'm a songwriter. My name's Peter Johns. No explicit lyrics. Not a radio edit. It is not an instrumental. I've decided that 109 is where the first chorus kicks in. That's where we're going to have the preview clip for things like TikTok, Apple Music, iTunes. And I'm not going to do any of the extras. And guess what? It is now time to hit the done button. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, and hit done. Let's do this, folks. Ah! So the pre-order date. So even though it said pre-order date of, like when I put today's date, it said the pre-order date is March 6th because that's what it is for you folks. But it must do a validation check to check what the date currently is in my time zone, which is March 7th. So that should be simple. We'll just change the pre-order to March 7th. All right. Any other problems? No, looking good. So there it goes. It's going to go and upload my album artwork. It's then going to upload the track, and then we should be good to go. It'll create our HyperFollow page. And once this is done, we'll answer a few questions. So again, if you've got any questions or if you've got questions about this process or anything else, just throw those here in the chat right now. Put a big Q or put the word question and then your question, and I'll tag those and we'll answer a few of those in just a moment. So this is going to upload. We're then going to get the hyperlink page all set up and looking pretty. And we'll probably even, I reckon we might create a video for this one. I might use one of the DistroKid video features because DistroKid have their own video creation tool. And I haven't looked at that for a while. So we'll see if there's a cool video we can create. That way we can have a version out there on YouTube like tomorrow, which would be cool. Because I don't really do the big launch thing. I probably should, but I'm probably just going to get the final version out there on YouTube tomorrow, and then say available for pre-order now, released on all platforms on the 13th of March. Alrighty. I haven't set up the split. I did collaborate. I haven't set up the split. I think you have to set up the split at the point, like once it's already processed. I don't think, is there oh, did I miss it? Let's scroll back up quick. I'm not going to change it now because I'll add it before it drops. But I don't think you can split until it's in either the pending stage or the released stage. I'm pretty sure of that. If I'm wrong, or is it in the collaboration section? You can tell it's been a while. You can tell I haven't released enough music because it's not another songwriter. You don't want it in that section. You want it in the splits section. Don't stress. There will be splits created and it will be sent over to Jade Star. She did backing. Yeah, you do it afterward. She did backing tracks as well. So I think she deserves at least 25% on this one. What do you reckon, folks? Yep, for sure. Splits are nice. And yes, 25% of bugger all is a quarter of a bugger all. Yeah, I think it is after. If it's a collaborate, so if it's a songwriter or if it's a featured artist collaboration, you put it in here because you've got to put it in the title for the featured artist. And if someone else has written the song with you, if it's a joint collaboration on songwriting, you do need to put that on there as well. All right. Thank you, Princess LDG. You've got your question. I'll tag it. We'll answer that in a jiffy as well, along with other questions that have come on in throughout the show. All right, we're nearly there. 100%. It's going to say that was easy, wasn't it? Because it was. Yeah, that was easy, wasn't it? I'm kind of happy with that that song title. It kind of looks like a dude. It's got almost like a prison uniform looking thing. Kind of looks like he's wearing headphones, or it could be a diving helmet. That water effect is wicked, Leela. Well done on that. And yeah, the sharks are just controlling. Yes, and Leela got this too. It's like, your release date's cutting it close. I'm like, it'll be fine. You'll be good. So we've got streaming. Oh yeah, full-length videos. So yes, you can use DistroKid's video, DistroVid. Jade Star has shown that before, and she's released using DistroVid. I haven't done it yet because I don't create very good music videos, to be brutally honest. So I'm not going to bother with that one. All right, so we can add credits and liner notes, and we can upload more music. Why don't we? I've never used this. Let's jump into the add credits and liner notes. Heads up, we collect more credits than many streaming services. For example, Spotify should produce credits. Okay, cool. Understand. So can we? Is this where we can add in? Okay, so this is music and lyrics by Peter Johns. Acknowledgement. Is it contributor? Is that what I'll put in here? Contributor or musician? I'll put musician. Here we go. This is what we can do. Musician, drums, Jade Star. I don't think we need to put Jade's email in there, do we? I'm just going to save that credit. And I'm also going to put musician, vocals. Why is vocal not there? Vocal accompaniment. Huh. Okay. Singing and vocals. Well, is it vocal accompaniment? Backing vocals. Is it under B? Background vocals. There you go. Background vocals. Jade Star. All right. There you go. Got some credits in there. All right. We'll submit that. Done. Credits saved. All right. Donating credits for now. Let's jump in. So you can see here that now that we've done all that, this is yellow. It's saying processing, right? So all these are green. They're all out there. This is yellow. What it'll do now, it'll go through and check. So DistroKid does a couple of checks before they send it to stores. They will check the album artwork to make sure it conforms with all the things it needs to be, which I've got a full list again, studiolivetoday.com/DistroKid, but we're talking, don't put any additional text on there. Don't put things like parental advisory things and logos and badges and Twitter handles or anything on there. Make sure it's a good resolution, nothing blurry, nothing crappy, no watermarks or any of that sort of stuff. If you do what we did, use canva.com, create a cool image, you'll be fine. And then it's also going to check the audio file just to make sure that it's a good quality audio file, that it's the right dimensions, so 48, in this case it's a 24-bit, 48 kilohertz master file. So it'll check all that. Once it's happy, it sends all that over to the stores, and this will go green. And then you'll get an email saying it's been processed, it's all gone out there, and then you just sit back and wait. And as long as nothing goes wrong with the stores or they don't reject anything, then on release day, you'll start getting emails saying you're live, your song's out there on Spotify, your song's out there on YouTube Music, your song's out there on wherever, and you're good to go. So it is as simple as that. What we can now do is we can start sharing, because remember, sharing is caring, and Sharon is Karen. Why is it zooming in on his crotch? That's correct. You can abort the single here, so if you think you did something wrong, you can abort it there. We can add lyrics, which do I have the lyrics in a good format to go in there? Let's just have a look. Why not do it now while we're here, while we're in the middle of all this? I'm just going to open up my notes and see if I've got the lyrics all in. That's the wrong thing. That's Your Music Live. We'll come down to my songwriting section. Pew. Here it is. We don't, but we can probably quickly pull this together. So if we just go here, we will duplicate this. Actually, we'll just copy these. So that's going to be verse 1. We'll just pop it down here, so because it's got to be in one block of text. So, and it can't have the words chorus. And then this is the rest of it. Boop, copy. Boop, and paste. Boop, boop. All right, so we just need to get rid of these words. Final chorus, chorus long. Dots. All right, and we'll make it all black. Just because I'm pedantic. And we'll unbolden those bold words. All right. So all my life I've been worried. Got to just make sure I got posted about the things in the water I cannot see. Got this panic washing over me. I have a fear of what might sting and what those circling sharks will bring. Maybe I'll be safer on the shore because I don't know what's in the water and I don't know if I'll sink or swim. Cool. Talking heads on the news today, telling me what to think and say. Don't need the bracket there. Some people won't come back from down below. I'm reflecting my memories are always making a fool of me, but I'm learning to ebb and flow with the tide. I don't think I've ever had a song that had the word ebb in it before, because I don't know what's in the water and I don't know if I can win. There might be more under the surface, but it's time to dive in. Oh yeah, you got to put everything, because when we do our synced lyrics, it'll be there. Nobody knows what's in the water and nobody knows who's going to win, so I'm going to just keep on floating, even though I might sink or swim. It does the chorus twice there at the end, so we'll do a double chorus, and then we're good. So there's our text. Copy it, and throw this out of the way. And we'll go to plain lyrics. So we'll click on lyrics, and we'll paste these suckers in. We're gonna be famous forever, 'cause us forever's too short. Girls 5 Ever. That's a cool show. Anyone watch Girls 5 Ever? Yeah. I love that. It's a Tina Fey vehicle, isn't it? Like that's her doing. She makes good stuff. 30 Rock, one of my favorite shows of all time. All right, so I think this is cool. Save in our lyrics. Get her done right now. So, yeah, look at that. I've got 45 songs that don't have lyrics on there. That's terrible. Johns, get your stuff together. All right, done doing lyrics for now. And you can't do your synced lyrics until your plain text lyrics are submitted and approved. So you can see here, play lyrics still processing. So once they're done, we can come back and do synced lyrics, which is pretty cool. All right, let's come down and find a couple of things that we need to do now. We can do our Splitsville, Daddy-O. So we're going to edit our splits here. I'm not 100%. I'm going to add a collaborator, and we're going to go 25, and it's going to be a Jade Star. And we're going to review those changes. And there you go. I'm going to get 75. Jade's going to get 25. Save it in. I've got to put my password in, so I'm going to bring you over here while I enter my password, folks. Because guess what? I don't really want you in my DistroKid account, if that's all the same with you. I hope I can remember my password. No. Oh, it's not right. Is it that? No. All right. Should just save my password in. How come sometimes it's there? Oh, hang on. It is there. Don't worry. I'm an idiot. Apple did save my password in there. Now it's saving. All right, now we're cool. We'll come back over here. Hello. All right, so that's done. Splits are saved. We're all good. We're doing it all here today. Let's come back in again. Now, let's work on the HyperFollow shalware. All right, we'll come on down. And here it is. HyperFollow. We will visit the HyperFollow page, which is here. Boom, 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 boom. Do we have bots? Are there bots in the chat? Maybe. It was a weird thing. The last two shows I've done, we've had the usual number of folks, so anywhere between 30 and 50 people. And then, like yesterday on the 2 days ago on the happy hour, it just went whoop, like up to 70, like for no reason. And it didn't seem to be any other humans. So I'm a little worried that there's some sort of weirdness going on there where, because it doesn't feel like there's more people except that there's more viewers. And I'm worried that they're unreal viewers. All right, so here is the basic page we've got at the moment. You can just do a Spotify pre-save, and it tells you that there it is. It's available on March 13. If we customize, you can't do a heap. We'll hit the edit button. You can't do a heap at this point, but we'll add in a few little bits and pieces here. So we can put in my location, which is Adelaide, South Australia, and I'll just put a little bio. Pete Johns is a musician and music educator. And founder of Studio Live Today. I'll just put that. That'll do for now. Bots are everywhere. You know, the extras are bots. Bots attacks. Yeah, scary bots. Don't like it. Yeah. Don't use passwords spelled backwards. That's not going to be cool. Yes, they're not in the chat. They're just watching. And look, that's cool. If you're legitimately a real person and you're lurking, that's cool. But it's not right because it goes 50, 70, 50. Like it's just, they're here for like 2 minutes and then gone again. So I'm really hoping YouTube, if you're watching or listening, I'm not paying for them. I don't know who they are, and I haven't gone to one of those dodgy Instagram people and asked for that. Ask them to watch my stuff. I promise you. All right, so now we can add new links or new sections. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in, we'll add in a couple of social media things here. So why don't we put the YouTube, because this one's obviously important for me. Let me just come over here and grab my, actually, you know what I can do? It's all, I'm like, oh, I'll go and find all these. I'm like, John, you idiot. You have your notes that you use for all of your descriptions. They're all in there anyway. So I'll just jump into here and grab all the stuff. So yeah, down in the description, you can grab all the things to all the places as well. All the places that you can follow me are all down in the description. Let's just grab all these. YouTube's the only one I don't have. I'm pretty sure it says youtube.com/PeteJohnsMusic. Yes, it is. All right, let's throw that in there. Okay, save it in. So that's going to put my YouTube there. And we'll just add a couple more. Let's just go with add my Facebook, because that's going to link to my Pete Johns Music Facebook page, which if you're not following me and you're on the Book of Face, then feel free to jump on over there. And why don't we throw Instagram, since it's got that Instagram release thing that we're trying for the first time. Let's come in here and put it on the gram. Get on the gram, man. So about social media buttons, we can embed a video, which I'll do once I actually create and upload and release the video. The audio file here, it'll just use the default audio file, which is our mastered version, or you can put a different audio file in there if you want to. I'm just going to use that. It'll be hidden until the release date anyway. And you've got add tracking pixels, which if you know what they are, you know what they are. If you don't, you don't. It's fine. So I don't think we need any new links here unless I link to this very video. That could be actually something cool. I could say, yeah, how I released this video. So I'm just going to copy the link to this video. I'm going to add a link here, and we're going to say, yeah, how I released this song YouTube video, and put it there like so. It's going to just be a YouTube button. There we go. There we go. Done. All right. Save it. Okay, I reckon that's cool. I think that's got everything that we need for now. You can update this afterwards. So this is going to build out, and then we can open a new tab. This is what it's going to look like now. So we've got Sink or Swim. Pete Johns is a musician, a music educator, and founder of Studio Life Today. And then it's got my YouTube, my Facebook, and my Instagram, Adelaide, South Australia. And then down here you can pre-save it and how I release this song. And that will take you straight to this particular video, which is a little bit meta, isn't it? So now what we can do is copy this one. And this is our HyperFollow link. I'm going to post you in. There we go. So if you're watching this live, the link will be there. If you're watching on the replay, I will throw that link, or you can just go to that distrokid.com/hyperfollow/sync-or-swim. And you'll be good to go. Are you an NPC? Are any of us really here, man? Are we all just living in the Matrix? Maybe. All right. We are Devo. We men. We are Devo. Yep. All right. Cool. I think we maybe have done everything that we set out to do. Let's just check my checklist. We wanted to do the final mix. We'll just come over here. Hello. We wanted to do our final mix, which we did. We did those final tweaks. We sent it out, the final mix. We mastered it using Mixia by DistroKid. We then created album artwork using Canva and DistroKid's AI creation, which gave us some pretty cool album artwork, if I do say so myself. I think it looks pretty sick. We then got our Mixia master file from DistroKid and our album artwork. We threw them into DistroKid. We set the song ready to release next week. And now we are good to go. So it's as simple as that. It's ready to rock and roll. I've got a song on the board for 2023. Hooray! We've finally got it out there. So it is now only left to have a little bit of a chat. I'm going to have a sigh, because that's always a little nerve-wracking, but it's cool. And we're going to have a drink. And we'll have a little chat here. So, sick and slick, hip, slick and cool. So, yeah, we'll play. Oh, that's what I wanted to do, isn't it? I wanted to have a quick look at DistroKid and see if there's any cool videos that I can just cheat and create a really simple video with. And then I promise we'll get to those questions. So please, chuck any questions you have in here, because, I've got half an hour of buffer zone. I wanted to keep it under 2 hours. We won't need to be here for another half an hour. I will let you get back to your families. But I did want to just quickly check whether DistroKid have done anything different with their video creation tools, because they've got some cool ones. So let's come in here, and it is under, let's promote yourself, is it? Yeah. So the Visi video generator. Now this isn't free. You can do the mini videos for free. This one isn't free, but it's pretty cool. And it creates some cool videos. So it does look like perhaps they've added some new ones to these, because they've got a heap of templates that can have lyrics. Okay. That one's pretty cool. So you could get that one and put lyrics over the top of it. But that one's only got all templates here. So yeah, so they seem to be more designed to be portrait mode now, as opposed to in the past. They were more designed around landscape, and there are a few portrait ones. I think you can still do both, but let's just see. Is there anything here that's jumping out at you that looks kind of cool that you'll think will work for this song? That's what we need to look for here, because it's a punk song. A lot of this stuff is more electronic-y, isn't it? Like there's not, I don't know, there's not a lot here that, I've used that one before, so I don't want to use that again. But is there anything here that's punk, particularly? Not really. What do you think? This one, if any, it's kind of like this one. I kind of like the warped kind of look of this one, the Bellagio. So you can do either portrait mode like that. You can have landscape, which is your more traditional, or you can have a square one. Let's just try. By the way, can we do this yet if it hasn't released? Sink or swim? Yeah, we can. Cool. Sink or swim. Pete Johns, sink or swim. There's the artwork. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to see it. This is probably the problem, because you can't see it with your thing in it. until you actually buy it. But let's just play the demo version. I'll turn the volume. I don't know what audio that is. It looks kind of cool. I like that it has the little timer down there. And it's pretty cool, isn't it? What do you think? Do I buy it? Do I buy it? Just because we should try it? Do I buy it so we can try it? How much is it? It's only $8.99. Or I think you get a discount if you do. Yeah, if you do multiple, you get like a discount. Let's just do it, I reckon. Do I just get... I think I'm just going to do the horizontal one so that I can throw it out there on YouTube and Facebook and use it to start promoting, because I think it'll look kind of cool. I like the monochromatic sort of greys and blacks with the contrast of my album artwork. I think it's worth it. Buy. Yes, I'm going to buy I'm going to buy this in honor of my patrons. So my Patreon, it is the start of the month, so I've just got my Patreon check. So patrons, you did this for me, so thank you. Do I just buy all three? I'm over here now just in case it gives me the thing. Let's do we buy all three? $25. Yeah, we're buying all three. Screw it, we're going with it. All right, so I'm going to confirm my order. Yeah, just in case you think that I get everything. I get everything from DistroKid for free. I don't. They do. They hook me up with some cool things, but I do like to pay for things when I'm doing things like this, just so that you know that I'm not just throwing it out there. All right, so that is going away. It is rendering, and we're going to have versions. I like that. It's a new one. That thing. We've used these before for other songs. But it'll render those and it'll do those. If you don't want to go out and spend your hard-earned on this, don't forget that you've also got the mini videos. So you can create the same stuff in a mini version, which in hindsight I should have done before I did that whole one. But I don't think, no, it doesn't have those. It has a smaller array of things. Yeah. So you don't get the same ones, but there's different ones. Should we go, where's the fire one? Oh, we don't want it quite that fiery. I reckon this one. So just so that you can see what these sort of things look like, grab this, and you can do these ones for $0.00. So, that whole weird insert thing. Oh, what is it? There's a weird thing that Macs do where it does this, and I don't know why. I'm just not going to put any announcement on there. All right, now we know that we wanted it to start, was it 109 that the trim was? I think so. We'll go with it. So we'll generate a mini video using this one. So that's going to go and process and render. So we'll jump back. We'll jump back over here. Let's answer some questions. Hello, Beelzebub. Yeah, a little bit late. We've only been here an hour and 30, mate. Hope you're well. So we're going to answer some questions, and then we'll wait for those renders to happen in the background, and hopefully they'll be all done by the end. Right back at the start of the show, the Falcro asked, can anyone help? I have a new iPad 10th gen and I need to get a USB hub. I have tried two that allegedly work, but both do not. Can anyone recommend a USB hub that will work? So, yeah, it does depend on the gear that you're using. The ones that I've recommended and used in the past is the 10DAC powered hub. So there's two different types of hubs. There's unpowered and powered. So you want to get a powered USB hub. The one that I've used and recommended before is the 10DAC. If you go to studiolivetoday.com/gear, that is my gear guide, and you can check out all of my recommendations. So the one in my desktop setup here is... Where is it? Where are you? There it is. The 10DAC powered USB hub. So that's this little sucker. This has done me well for many, many years. It's $20. It plugs in. You got 4 ports plus a charging port. It just does the job. If you want something a little bit more solid, Atola make really good hubs. So this is the other hub I use with my... Actually, no, that's not the one. Forget that. It's the Atola USB hub. It is down here. That one. Atola USB-C powered hub, which is this one here. So this is my chunky chungus that powers everything on my Mac, but it does also work for your iPad or iPhone. Currently unavailable. You can get other versions of that. Who's the other? Anchor. Anchor also makes some good ones, and Sabrent. So Jade Stars showed some Sabrent hubs on her channel, and they do well as well. So there's a few options for you. Hopefully one of those will work for you and do what you need to do. Yeah, the 10 DACs. I bought 2 10 DACs. I haven't even opened the second one because the one I've got here has been working and just hasn't missed a beat the whole time. So hopefully that gets you up and running. What do you need to release a song? Does it automatically give you the copyright like publishing a book does? Yeah, so it depends where you live. So different copyright laws in different countries, but in most countries, including Australia, you own the copyright as soon as you write the song. So you don't have to register it with the Copyright Office. You can, and in the US, a lot of folks do. You can actually register your songs with the Copyright Office and then you get the official copyright on them. But technically, you own the copyright once you've created it. It comes down to how you prove it. You can then release it. So releasing the song like we did here today only puts it out there on the streaming platforms. It doesn't actually register it with your performing rights organisation. So you would then have to register it with APRA, AMCOS here in Australia, BMI, PRO, something in the UK. So there's different things you can do there. But I don't know. I've talked about copyright before, so I won't go into all the details. But yeah, if you search my name, Pete Johns copyright, I go through all of the stuff, all the bells and whistles of copyright, because it's a complex one. It's a weird one, and it's quite complicated. But yeah, I hide in plain sight. I don't spend a lot of time worrying about copyright. I don't spend a lot of time worrying about people stealing my music or anything, because it doesn't generally happen. So yeah, I hide in plain sight by just sharing all my stuff out there. Thank you, Leela. Yes, there is the gear guide, studiolivetoday.com/gear. I agree, Leela. I think people worry too much about it. Yeah, look, it's kind of like that isolated case thing. Like, if every time you cross the road, you fear that you're going to get run down by a car, you're going to live your life scared, and you're going to spend a lot of time double and triple and quadruple checking. Like, be safe, be sensible, but you don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about the 0.001% things. Worry about the 50% thing. Protect yourself where you need to. But yeah, don't worry about it. And yeah, you got to prove it as well. At the end of the day, you can do all the things and another artist or a big company's got more money and better lawyers than you. So I'm not saying just give up, but copyrights will be exactly. And that's the thing. Worst case scenario, you write a hit song and some band steals it from you and then they make $1 million from it. Do you reckon that you're a pretty good songwriter at that point? Do you reckon that was your one shot? No. Eminem's a liar. Liar. Eminem telling, the whole, you got one shot. Do you take it? No, you don't ever have one shot. Take all the shots. You got unlimited retries in life, folks. Don't forget that. Some people want to make you think that you've got this one opportunity, this one little sliver of opportunity. Nah. Throw it up. Throw as many shots on goal and occasionally one will lob in. Question from Princess LDG. I want to use a delayed vocal effect in a new song of mine. How should I go about using vocal delay? I'm new to that. I did it on this particular song. So the new delay in GarageBand is actually pretty darn cool. Let's jump in and take a look, see at it. My wife just asked me if I use Google Analytics much. I'm going to have to say, I know. I use YouTube Analytics, but not Google Analytics. So your delay, there's a couple of ways. Like, there's simple ways to do delay here in GarageBand or anywhere really. You really just want to work out how much delay you want. So there's 2 things for delay. There is at what point the delay kicks in, and then there's how much delay will actually be on there. So if we look at something like where is the one that I had? It's down here. I use the delay on this last little word here because this is that, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So let's just solo this, oh yeah, and come in here. Oh yeah. So on this yeah, you can see I've got this AU delay. So this is part of the Apple plugins. And I've put this at a feedback of 32.1% and a delay time of 0.5 seconds. So you can change both of those. You can also change your dry and your wet of that. And this one actually also includes the stereo delay as well as a mono delay. But if you want a simpler version of that, if we just let's just find a blank track that we can play with. We'll come down here. We'll create a new audio track. Actually, we'll just create a keyboard track just to demo this. And if we just... we'll go to the very end of this. Why am I doing this on the live version of my new song? That's a bit stupid, isn't it? But just as a demo, we'll record this just down, not select, down here, hit record. That's a bad sound to use because that's going to already have like a weird delay thing on here. Let's just pretend that. Go to an organ and we'll just go with the warm winter day organ from the Alpha Waves. Yeah, all right. Really bad sound choice. We're going to change it. Just change it to the clean organ. All right, so if we've got this organ, we'll come out here. We've got this organ part that we've recorded in here. There's a couple of ways we can add delay. Just pretend these vocals. Turn it up. So you've got your master delay. So your master echo here. This is delay. So you can turn that on and that will give you an echo sound there, right? So that's a very basic kind of echo. If you go to your master effects here, go to echo, you can change it here between quarter note, half note, endless loop. So if you want like a really weird ethereal effect, you throw the endless loop on here and it will just go on forever. Or what you'll use more often than not is things like just a standard quarter note echo, which is just on the beat. You've then got track echo, which is here in your plugins and EQ. You can add the track echo. So that's just here under effects, which is track echo. This gives you more control. So you've got a bunch of different timings that you can use there, from quarter notes to eighth notes, half notes, triplets, etc. Again, you can choose how much you want it to repeat. You can choose how much wet and dry is on there as well, and how much color is on there. And then the last version, the one that I was using on this track, is that you can use this one, audio unit extensions. Right down the bottom, we have the AU delay. And if you're using Logic or if you're using different things, they have the same things. They just got more detailed versions. So this is this delay you can use. And with this one, you can actually put in the exact amount that you want. So say you wanted it to be exactly 2 seconds delay, you can just put 2.0 here. Oh, not 0.0. 2.0 and enter. And then it will put the delay on every 2 seconds. And if we play it now, and if you combine delays, you can get quite cool sounds, yeah? All right. Anyway, that's everything you needed to know about delays, but we're afraid to ask. I hope that helped you out. Get into it. Delay's cool. It works well. I use it more on vocals than reverb these days, to be honest, because it just sounds good. A little bit of delay. Are we not men? We are devil. Good question, Leela. I like it. I've got one more question here. Yeah, track echo for the win for sure. Yeah, the view, that plugin's just had an upgrade. That new view is actually really cool. So go and have a play with it. See ya, Tommy Jack. Yes, very late for you, Tommy Jack. Hope you are doing well. We're finishing off soon. We just answer this final question. We'll go back and check and see if those videos are ready, and then hopefully we can go out by watching the video. What is your vision of music in the future? What will be the radical changes? What a good question. Wow, we've gone from very, very practical to very deep. My vision of music for the future is that hopefully it will continue to become more accessible for everyone, both from a creation and a listening viewpoint. One of my favorite things about living in the future is that the access that people have, so my children have access to a lot of music. Now, sometimes maybe a little bit too much music. So maybe, there's the whole analysis paralysis or overload of things. So they can get to any song. They can listen to any song by any artist at any time, basically for free. If you go to YouTube and you want to listen to some Tragically Hip, you just go to YouTube and you go on a journey. You go check it all out. If you want to listen to some Pete Johns, you go to YouTube and type in Pete Johns. You find all my music. So that's pretty cool. So I think having that accessibility, and then also we have the ability for everyone to make music. Now, some people hate this. Some people really think that music should remain just at the elitist level, where only people that can have the connections, the opportunities, and the money to actually professionally record in a professional studio can do it. And any amateurs that are doing things shouldn't be doing it. Leave it to us, leave it to the professionals. That's a result of fear, that they're worried that people like you and I are going to make music that's pretty darn cool, that people are going to dig, and it's going to take away from them. And in all honesty, it is. So it's become this thing where it's removed that center layer. And it's the same with everything. Technology has removed the middle layer. It's removed the middle layer of crap, to be honest. So you've either got to be, if you're a pro, you got to be really good. You got to be constantly learning, evolving, honing your craft. If you rest on your laurels, you're just going to float to the bottom. And then people like in this community, the amateurs, are going to float up and be at the same level as you. And if that's your livelihood, I'd feel bad for you. But you're like a truck driver, yeah? Because the robot trucks are coming. Or you're like a copywriter. If you're just blurring out crap copy that's just designed purely to get hits when people search in search engines, then guess what? AI can do that now. What can't it do? Create amazing pieces of work that inspire and emote and do all the good things that humans can do. So that's a long-winded way of saying I'm pretty excited about the history of music, the future of music and the history. But I think we're going to get better accessibility. Yeah, power to the people. Spot on. And power to the 20 bots. Speaking of bots, the 20 bots who just came into the stream and left again. I feel bad because I'm worried that people that normally get like small audiences are going to be getting super excited right now because their live stream numbers are looking much better than they usually do. I'm sorry, it's not real. It's not my fault. It's the bots. They're bad. All right, let's jump back over and see how these videos are going. I think we're going to find that the full length videos are not going to be there and won't be there in time. No. So these three, the ones that I paid for, the full length videos are still rendering and it takes a few hours. Okay, I didn't read that part. Read the copy. Yes, the 20 bot art. I don't know what they're doing, but they're making me feel a little bit concerned. But what we can do is we can view this mini video. So these things are very cool. I've just done the Sparks version of this. So if we hit the view button and we'll turn the volume up. That's pretty good. Basically, it's almost the whole chorus. So that's a perfect little mini video, I reckon. So what we can do now, you can actually share it or you can download it. So I'm going to download this sucker and it just downloads it as an MP4 and then you can use that. So I'm going to use that on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, YouTube Stories, Instagram Stories, wherever you want, because now it belongs to you. And if we open it up, it should open up. There it is. Oh, it opened in LumaFusion. No, I don't need to edit it in Luma. I mean, I could, but I don't really want to. We will just show it in the Finder and open it with QuickTime. I don't know why LumaFusion is my default. It shouldn't be. So yeah, so it's a portrait video, but the way it cuts it is you can use it as a square video as well, which is pretty good. Take a listen. Cool. Very cool. So, yeah, watch this space because what we'll be doing is I'll be releasing the video of that song tomorrow. So we'll get it out there, which will be about 5-6 days pre-release before it actually comes out, which will be at this time next week, which will be cool. There's only one more thing to say, and that is that patrons, check your inboxes because tomorrow we have a Patreon live. So if you want to join the patrons, all you need to do is go to studiolivetoday.com/Patreon. You can support me for as little as $1 per month. You can be cool and help me raise funds to do things like buying the videos that we bought today for my DistroKid release. So I do thank you greatly for those who are already patrons and look forward to hanging out with you tomorrow. We'll probably be putting together the video, like grabbing these videos and then and releasing them on YouTube. So the folks that are not on Patreon, you'll be able to see the new video popping on out tomorrow. But patrons, yeah, check your inboxes. Your Patreon live invitations are there ready for you. Join the party. Hoi, I'm exhausted. It's been a long week. So yeah, it'll be technically my day off. I did say it's my Friday night, so basically my Wednesdays are my Saturdays. So I'll be hanging out with the patrons on my technical day off. But I enjoy doing it. So it's a labour of love. Joseph had a question. Where was your question, Joseph? Yeah, I've still got 10 minutes of buffer time. I just didn't see your question. I'm scrolling back up. There it is. There it is. All right. Question. I've got a Focusrite audio interface that I use with my iPhone. And when recording vocals, it often picks up annoying buzzing sound when recording. Replugging mic and sometimes fixes it for a minute. So that is probably a ground loop hum. If it's a low sound, low buzzing, at about 60 hertz or 50 hertz, that's usually caused by your power supply. It can be interference from another device nearby. So big culprits are microwaves, monitors and TVs, funnily enough. So if you're really close to your computer, that can cause the same problem. Other audio gear, anything that's creating an electromagnetic field or sound, it might not hear it unless another piece of gear is nearby picking it up. Same as, you know, when your phone, remember your phone used to go near the microwave, or you'd be going to go tick, 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 tick. It's not the same sort of thing, but interference from that. Or it can just be coming through your actual PowerPoint. So if you've got things plugged into a PowerPoint, one thing you can do is get a power conditioner that can actually fix those ground loop, those hums, those interference sounds. Or the other thing, what I do is I'll just plug into a portable battery. So if I need to power up my stuff while I'm recording, I'll use just a portable charger and plug in via USB on that rather than plugging into the mains, because your mains power can actually cause a lot of that cycling or that hum or that clicking or that buzzing. So that's a couple of causes of it. Can also be a dodgy connection. So if you're using an XLR cable, sometimes your XLR cables, because they've got the 3 connectors, one of those is sort of coming in and out. And the way XLR works is it's a balance cable. So when it's plugged in completely, it'll be sending a copy of the sound both ways at the same time, as well as the ground. And especially if that ground cable, that third prong, is not connecting properly, sometimes that can be sort of connecting and disconnecting. So check both the socket, make sure there's no dust or crap in your Focusrite socket of your where you input it, and then check your plugs. Just give them a quick wipe and make sure that they're connecting properly. And you may even need to try a different microphone cable if you're finding it, especially if you unplug it and replug it and it works for a bit and then comes in and out. It might be the actual XLR, your microphone cable. So that's my few troubleshooting things that I'll do. So a power conditioner is power conditioner can make curly hair straight. I'll show you what a power conditioner are. If you've got, especially older houses that have older fuses, like fuse-based electrical boards and things, they can create a lot of noise and it can cause a lot of problems with your electronic devices. So if let's just go to Amazon would be easier. Amazon.com. Basically, a power conditioner is something that plugs into your power socket and it fixes that problem and it gives you better quality power. Power conditioner for audio equipment. We'll search that. So again, like everything, you can get, there's a whole bunch of different ones. So you can just get it in like a power board. So the Therman power conditioner, that looks like a pretty good price for that one. So it's a 6 outlet and then you plug that one in. So it does a couple of things. It kind of cleans it. It reduces that ground hum and it should give you a better sound. You can buy these rack based ones. So like this one here, that's another Therman one. So you can see there, it's got the big plug at the front there. And at the back, you've got all your plugs. So if you had a rack of gear, this is more for like a studio where you've got a rack of gear, you'd plug that one into your wall, and then you plug all your gear into the back, and it basically just makes sure that if there's any ground loops, if there's any hum, if there's any buzz, any interference coming from your power supply, the actual wiring in your house or other appliances, it'll eliminate that and it will reduce it down. You can also get an electrician. They can actually come out and check for any ground loops and that sort of thing, and they can generally fix it. Sometimes just replacing a fuse if you've got old fuses, or if you have a circuit board, a professional. Yeah, definitely don't. I know that's not a bad price, is it? $70 for that. Yeah, might be a good if you've got dodgy wiring, might be a good investment for you. But please do not play around with power, with electricity, like the actual electricity, because it can be super dangerous, obviously. So if it's just a plug-in stuff, you're okay to go with that. Have you thought about going out and shooting some of the folks busking again? Yeah. So I have, and I may get some time. It's the Adelaide Fringe at the moment. So it was about a year ago that Samantha Edge was out busking, and I shot some of her playing out there. So I'm not sure if she's back out there this weekend or through the week, maybe. If she is, I do need to reach out to her. So if she is, I'll consider doing that. Hello, Feisty Feather. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, you don't want to go cheap. If you're plugging stuff in, generally, as a general rule, you don't want to go super cheap. But yeah, if it's where are we? Yeah, if it's a starter set, you just got it. So yeah, well, it probably not. If it's a brand new cable, it's probably fine. But sometimes the quality of the cables can vary. So if it's the starter kit, I do know that one, the Focusrite starter kit that has the mic and the cable and everything. Those cables aren't great quality. So yeah, maybe upgrading to like an MXL or some mid-range cable might actually give you a better connection and a better sound. But try a couple of those things first. Honestly, first thing you can do that's 100% free is just move your setup to a different location. And the good thing about using iPhones and iPads is you can do it anywhere. So you may just find that if you move from whatever room you're in now to another room that's maybe further away from a lot of your electrical gear, modems and routers are another thing, and your cable modems and those sort of things, they are all just spewing out electromagnetic radiation. Yeah, it's great to think about, isn't it? All these unseen and unheard waves that are just crashing into our bodies 24/7, but there you go. All right. And the conditioners with the tea tree oil that add that extra tingle. Yeah, that's right. I use the Pert 2-in-1 personally. No, I use not much. I'll be honest. I don't have much hair. I do at the moment. Look, I need to shear because the hair. I look balder when my hair starts growing because I grow the George Costanza patch at the front there. So it makes me look much older when it's not all shaved. So yeah, that's why I need to shave it off again. Alrighty, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you everyone for being here. We did go the nearly whole 2 hours. Thank you all for hanging out here. Thanks for helping me. If you missed the episodes, go back to GarageBand Weekly over the last 6 weeks because we made this whole song. And I did also want to prove to you that we didn't use any paid plugins or anything fancy. It was all stock stuff in GarageBand or free stuff in GarageBand. And we did it all within 2 hours a week. So we've actually only spent in total 12 hours now, 10 hours creating and recording the song, and then 2 hours releasing the song. And it hasn't even been that much because some weeks it was only an hour and a half. So even if you've only got 2 hours a week, in 6 weeks, it's enough time to get everything done and get a song out. So hopefully that helps you realize that no matter how busy you are, I often say that the excuse of being busy is something that people that aren't organized say, or that aren't passionate enough about what they do, right? No, you can be busy, but it's about deciding. It's about the priorities and deciding what is the value of your time and what do you really want to get done. Do you really need to go watch that new Netflix show, or can you jump in the studio for an hour a week and do that instead? I don't know. It's up to you. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you, everyone, for being here again. Patrons, I'll see you tomorrow for Patreon Live. Check your email inboxes for that. If you're not a patron and want to join, studiolivetoday.com/Patreon. $1 a month's a pretty good deal. And you get to hang out with the cool kids in the cool kid table. Not really. It's just another place. Just if you had enough of me on the regular channel, you don't have to, but it's always fun. And we'll get this song out there. We'll get those videos. So keep an eye on the channel because those videos, when they're ready to go, we'll be throwing them out there. That is going to do it. I'll see you next time. And as we say at the end of every show, please be kind to yourself this week. Be kind to others. Keep creating. And I'll see you next time here on Studio Live Today. Bye for now.